What's happening? Rob here. Old City Vapors back with another edition of Weird Wednesday. Yep, I'm back. Been gone for the last couple of weeks. Was sick there for a while. Got better. Made a couple videos. And then just had a ration of bad events happen. Lost a relative and a couple of friends. Yep, they died. One of my good longtime friends just up and kicked the bucket and sucks. Went to a few funerals last week. Kind of sucked. But all right, that's what you do, I guess. Go off and, send them on their way to the next realm and hope you see them on the other side someday. Anyways, I figured, hey, I got to make a Weird Wednesday, right? So, what better time to get back into videos than on a Wednesday? As it's starting to get kind of late here. Figured I better get one done because I have several people emailing me going, dude, what the hell? Okay, I'm back. I figured, a bunch of my friends died. Might as well talk about people dying, right? Strangeness, I know, but yeah, it's Weird Wednesday, and that's how we roll here. So here we go. I'm vaping on the old Hexome V2 with the tugboat. Tugboat and me. Tugboat, Hexome. I'm all tugboated out. Vaping some really nice juice that I made up here. Anyways, let's get on with it. Everybody's heard about that, the face eating episode down here in South Florida. People are crazy in Florida. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I admit it. Yep, there is a bunch of people that are crazy in Florida. That's for sure. Um, but, you know, I saw this other story. That whole face eating thing happened a couple of years ago. Who knows what initiated that whole thing in it really. But hey, none of that. Yeah, she listens good. Happens every time. One of the things that kind of initiated the whole zombie apocalypse. Oh hell, the zombies are coming. There's people eating people and blah blah blah. And several events after that happened. That were in the news. Some lady was like eating her baby's leg, and this just what the hell? Things that make you just wow. Um, who knows? Uh, I read this other story a while back, and this one I can kind of relate to in a way. As a kid, I was always taking advantage of, you find that old abandoned building or something, and, you know, no matter how many times my parents told me, stay out of old abandoned buildings, don't go in there, don't be playing around in there. It's just something about an old abandoned an old abandoned building, if you're a creepy kid, just makes you want to go in and check it out. How many of you have done that? A few of you have. Um, so yeah, I went in plenty of old abandoned buildings or houses, and back in my okay, I still do occasionally. Nowadays, you can end up like getting in big trouble for that sometimes. Not like the old days is easy, but yeah, I read this story about a kid. I think he was 10 years old. Went in an old house in the neighborhood, old abandoned house, and was rummaging around in there, like any little creepy kid would do, and checking this out, checking that out, creeping around. Nobody in there, it's all overgrown, nothing happening. Just checking things out. Went in the bedroom, opened the closet door, and was like freaked out because first he thought it was a dead guy hanging in the closet, and then he thought, well, maybe it's just a dummy. And then rethought it and said, maybe it's not a dummy. Went home, told his mom, I think I found a dead guy in the closet. Can you imagine, that your mom's like doing stuff and whatever, You what? I told you not to go in those old houses. Yeah. Found a dead guy in a closet. Told his mom. They called the police. Sure enough, police went down there. Went in. Went in the bedroom. Looked in the closet. Yep, dead guy. Hanging in the closet. Mummified. Been there for quite some time. A couple of years, they say. You know, I guess it happens. You think somebody would have come by and checked on him? I don't know. The story I read initially, he'd like his parents had died. He was taking care of them. You know, lost his job and all that. The house that he was living in there after his parents died started going downhill. I guess he died. Well, I don't guess. He obviously died. He hung himself in the freaking closet. So I guess things were bad, and I don't know. I wonder what made him hang himself in the closet with the door shut. I don't know. Weird state of mind, I guess, when you want to hang yourself in the closet. I don't know. Never really been there myself. But can you imagine being a little kid and, rummaging around in an old spooky house and you open the door, it's just like something out of a horror movie. You open the door and there it is, dead body hanging there. Yeah, bet that kid didn't sleep well that night. Um, or maybe he did. Who knows? Yeah, I read some other stories. Some people found a security or like a maintenance guy found a dead body in an apartment and thought that it was just a Halloween prank. Thought it was a dummy because it was all kind of leathery and rubbery, and went out and chucked it in the dumpster. And then some other people found it in the dumpster, and they called the police and said, "Yo, dog, there's a dead body in the dumpster." And the police came, and the maintenance guy came out, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was up in that old apartment up there. Nobody was living there. I thought it was a Halloween prank, and I drug it down, threw it in the dumpster." I bet they had some questions for him, but he said he legitimately thought it was, he's like, it didn't look like a real person, but yeah, it was a real person. I don't know. You think you could tell the difference? I don't know. I haven't found that many dead bodies, but I don't know. The few that I have seen, they definitely looked like dead bodies. Uh, Strange. So I figure, while we're talking about old houses and dead bodies, we might as well transverse right into this story. Nope, that's not it. Where's it at? Here we go. Here we go. Phone's ringing. Somebody's texting or notifications for something. Forgot to turn it off. Hermit twins found in easy chairs 3 years after death. 3 years after death in easy chairs. Well, hell, if you're going to die, you might as well be sitting in a comfortable chair. That's what I say. So, the recent discovery of corpses of the twin brothers have been found in their Chattanooga home by police on March 29th. Apparently, they were found sitting next to each other in recliners where their bodies had been decomposing for 3 years. The two men were identified as 63-year-old Andrew and Anthony Johnson, who died mysteriously 3 years ago. Damn potted meat. I told you we shouldn't have ate it. Yeah, but we didn't have anything else in the cupboard. But I told you it was rancid and we shouldn't have ate it. Now look where we're at. Gotta be careful with that potted meat. It doesn't have, that strange 10 years from now expiration date on it for no reason. Who knows where, if it came out of Fukushima or what. Due to their reclusive nature, the neighbors didn't think to check up on them and only saw the brothers occasionally when they were out tending their yard wearing surgical masks. Okay, maybe they didn't want to breathe dust. And they got done cutting the grass and went in and said, screw it, let's just sit down and die in these nice, comfortable easy chairs while we're watching old reruns of Geraldo Rivera. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they didn't even have a TV. Maybe that's why they died, because they were bored. I don't know. See? Good to have a computer and be able to watch YouTube videos, right? Yeah. Some of the neighbors didn't even know their names. Said one of their neighbors, Linda Moffat, who lived across the street. Mysterious death of twins baffles the town. Really? They were sitting dead in the house for 3 years. Nobody was baffled during those 3 years. Why be baffled about it now? I don't know. In an interview about the Johnsons, she added, "It's a strange story, and it's a sad story. It's sad because they were sitting there that long, and nobody came to check on them." Man, that is kind of sad because you know you got no friends when you sit down in a chair and die, and you sit there for 3 years, and nobody comes to check on you. That's got to suck. I mean, me, if I don't make a video for a couple of weeks, people start emailing me and saying, "Dude, what the hell's going on? Where are you been? Are you okay?" You know. So I thank all of you for being my friend and checking on me when I disappear. It means a lot because it would suck for me to just be sitting in this chair making a video one day, just die, and 3 years later, some little kid comes in my old, decrepit, abandoned, brand new house and finds my mummified corpse sitting in a chair here, you know? So, again, I'm glad that I have friends in real life and in the cyber world here. So, there you go. Um, their neighbor, Miss Moffat, she claimed that one time she tried to help one of the brothers that had fallen down on the porch. She called 911 for assistance, but nobody ever entered the house, and it was the only time she had spoken to either one of them. Well, what kind of neighbor was she? You know, bring them over a bundt cake, make them a jello mold, something. You know, hell, maybe they died because they didn't have any food. None of the neighbors cared enough to go check on them for 3 years. Maybe, you know, throw them a bag of chips or something. I don't know. Just saying. So, let's see what else we got. Oh, that one's just weird. Here's a good one. You know, I started out talking about the crazy guy down in Miami there, you know, that was the face eater. And that, you know, everybody, people in Florida, they're crazy. Well, yeah, I agree. We are kind of nutty down here. You know, alligators, all that heat, lots of sun, high humidity can tend to, you know, put you on edge sometimes. So I can go with that. But here, uh, a 43-year-old Hackensack, New Jersey man proved that people in the Northeast may have gone just as insane as the rest of the country. And when I say the rest of the country, when they say the rest of the country, you know good and well I mean Florida. When he allegedly attempted to fend off police officers by throwing bits and pieces of his skin and intestines at them. Yep, I said intestines. He was throwing his intestines at them. That's one way to get somebody's attention. According to the Associated Press, Wayne Carter was barricaded inside his home and was threatening to harm himself with a 12-inch knife when the police arrived. I would say if he's throwing pieces of skin and intestines, he did more than threaten to harm himself. He actually went full bore and harmed himself. Okay, let me finish reading this. Despite the authorities' efforts to talk him down, Carter reportedly began stabbing himself in the legs, neck, and abdomen, then proceeded to fling pieces of his skin and intestines at the officers. In an attempt to fend them off. I'm going to throw my guts at these guys. Maybe they'll leave me alone. His attempt to fend off the officers with his bloody projectiles was apparently successful, at least temporarily, because that's when the Bergen County Police Department's SWAT team was called in. Now, can you imagine that call? We need backup over here. Well, what's going on? Well, there's a guy and he's throwing his guts at us. Yeah, I said he's throwing his guts at us. You heard me correct. Do I stutter? No, he's throwing his intestines at us. When they arrived, they witnessed his self-disemboweling, and reports were that they didn't know if he began stabbing himself before they arrived or afterwards. And they tried to subdue him with pepper spray, but it didn't work. Yeah, and you know, if you're on some kind of tweak or something where you can actually stab yourself and rip open your guts and pull them out and throw them at someone, I don't think pepper spray is going to cut it at that point. That's just like, when the skyscraper's on fire and you go up there and pee on it, it's just not going to cut it at that point, if you know what I mean. So, he reportedly was throwing his guts at people, and I guess he was just tired of all the hearing everybody was crazy in Florida and decided to say, hey, we're crazy up here in New Jersey as well. Damn it. So let's see. Let's go to another one here. Here's a good one. This one's actually kind of funny. As morbid as it is, it's actually kind of funny if you have a sick sense of humor like me. And I know some of you do. A New York resident, Thomas Rivera, 51, decapitated himself Monday. And get this. By tying a chain attached to a pole around his neck and then speeding off down the street in his car. Oh man, if you're gonna go out, kill yourself, and you want to leave something, you want to make it shocking, that's a hell of a way to do it right there. Just tie a chain around your neck, tie it to a light pole, get in your car, and take off until there goes your head. But nope, there's more. Apparently, Rivera attached the chain to an electrical pole, then got inside his 2005 Honda Pilot, wrapping the remaining metal cable around his neck. Afterwards, he put his vehicle in drive and sped off until his head was ripped from his body. But no, there's more. The Honda continued to speed down the street until it smashed into a car and on impact ejected his headless body through the windshield and onto the road. Oh man. Spectators who came upon his body thought it was a terrible accident. Oh yeah, there's a body laying in the road that just flew out of that windshield and it ain't got a head. That's a terrible accident. But wait, it wasn't an accident. It was done on purpose. Man, after reading this, I looked down a little further and there's more. I thought this was like a one-time thing, but apparently wrapping a cable around your neck, tying it to a light pole, and speeding off down the road is trending nowadays. It's a popular thing. Uh, there have actually been cases in the past of similar suicides. In 2011, a Chicago man took his life after a domestic dispute with his wife, which resulted in a standoff with police. He tied a cable to a tree and then put it around his neck before hopping into his SUV and slamming the gas pedal. Oh man, what kind of what kind of mood, mindset do you have to be in to, get in an argument with your wife, and then, the police are called, and then I'll show you, you bitch, and you tie a thing around your neck, hop in the car, and speed off, and your head gets lopped off your body. Well, I showed you, didn't I? Yeah. Also, a London cab driver did the same thing in 2009, tying a rope to a lamp post and getting in his car, tying it around his neck, and sped off. Off with the head. There it goes again. It's unclear why he took his life, and especially in such a gruesome way. No suicide note was found at the scene, and investigators followed up on this horrific and mysterious tragedy. Yeah. I don't know. I got nothing other than WTF. Like I say, I mean, if you want to go out and leave a mark, literally, in a couple of different areas or ways, that's one way to do it. Okay, one more, and then I'll cut it off. Let's see here. This one's kind of disturbing. As if the other ones weren't. Okay, here we go. Manifa Sanford pleads guilty to Germantown execution murders. Manifa Stanford will be committed to a psychiatric institution for involvement in exorcism killings. Washington, D.C. Manifa Stanford, a woman that was charged with the murder of 2 children as well as the attempted murder of 2 more, has pleaded guilty under a plea agreement. The terms of the agreement will have her committed to a maximum security psychiatric institution rather than face time in prison. Again, I could think of better ways to deal with it that wouldn't cost the taxpayers quite so much, because sometimes there's people around that just shouldn't be around. I don't know. Always bugs me when you see people like this, and they're still sitting in some prison somewhere and we're paying for it. And then you got, your friends and family and good people that just die, and it sucks, and they were good people and they never did stuff like this. Just saying. I don't know. I don't know the answers. The crimes were committed in January of 2014. The 2 women, Manifa Denise Sanford and Zakia Latrice Avery, murdered Avery's 2-year-old daughter and her 18-month-old son. Her other 2 children, aged 5 and 8, were also injured and hospitalized after being stabbed by the 2 culprits. Culprits? I could think of a better word to describe these 2. Both Manifa Sanford and Zakia Avery claim that they believed they were performing an exorcism on the children. I've seen The Exorcist, and this ain't the way to do it. The 2 women claim that they witnessed a dark cloud hovering over the children, and that they also saw demons entering the body of Norel, the youngest child. After they brutally stabbed the 18-month-old boy, they claim that they saw the demon spirit hover over the other children. They also state that they saw the eyes of the children turn completely black. Drugs are bad. Put the crack pipe down. Take a breather. That's all I'm going to say. After the murders, Sanford and Avery, they washed the bodies of the 2 murdered children. They explained to police that they believed the bodies needed to be cleaned when they went to the afterlife so they could see God. Well, yeah, I guess I could agree with that. I don't know. Weirdness, weirdness, weirdness. They met in a church originally in Germantown called Exousia Ministries, where they became friends, and they formed a group. They formed a group that they named the Demon Assassins. Cuckoo, choo, cuckoo. Okay, anyways, there you go. There you have it. Some weirdness from around the web. Just thought I'd share it with you, since, if you made it to the end of this one, you're just as cuckoo cuckoo as me. Because I still, as weird as this stuff is, I find it interesting. What can I say? She said she believes she protected the children from demonic possession. Well, I don't know if I'd go and say that. Because if they can possess you, hey, we'll possess a dead kid's body too. I don't know. Things can get weird. I don't know. I don't make up the rules. I just read the strangeness that is presented before me when I go looking for it, because I'm a weirdo. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got for now. Talk to you guys next week. Hopefully next Weird Wednesday. It'll be number 50, and maybe I can get out and do a live, who knows, ghost box, something. I'll think of something. Nothing's ever planned. I just wing it. I was going to go out today and film, but I got off work, had to go mail out all kinds of little prizes from the Beyond the Fringe show the other night. There's some giveaways on there, so stay tuned. Tune in and watch it. Vapors TV. Monday nights, 8 to 10. You too could be a prize winner. Or you could at least participate in some randomness, weird talk. Can go from vaping to weird animal attacks, strange ways to die, ghosts, UFOs, goblins, Goonies, colonoscopies. Who knows what we'll be talking about? It's not your ordinary average vaping show, that's for sure. Might as well, talk about a little bit of everything. So there you go. tune in. Hopefully, I'll see you there on Monday evenings live. You can catch me live, and who knows, I may have a guest this weekend other than my good buddy, the Armed Vapor, because he's going on a cruise. So, who knows? Maybe it'll just be me. Maybe I'll have somebody with me. Maybe I won't get my video, everything worked out, and it'll crash, and you won't see me at all. Like I say, nothing's ever planned. It's just seat in my pants. That's how I fly. That's how I roll, baby. So, anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you, and good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time it may be when you're watching this. Have a good one. Remember, stay creepy, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.